Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kenny. I'm a K-pop content creator that does K-pop content creations. So today, as I promised, we're going to go through the connection mission of Girls Planet 999. And I'm really excited by this because one, I'm surprised that I'm actually doing this because if anybody is subscribed to me, I usually would just throw it off or be lazy and not do it, but I'm actually doing it, and I'm doing it at a good time because the evaluation survival rankings just passed, so there's no new things that I have to talk about, but I'm happy that I'm doing this at a good time. But anyways, I'm not going to rank these missions or these stages like I did last time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this or that or a versus kind of thing. And it's basically going to start off with the Yes or Yes Twice teams. Then it's going to start off with the How You Like That Blackpink teams. Then it's going to be the Fiestas Eyes Wines teams. And then the 5th season Oh My Girl teams. And then the EBS, which is the Mic Drop by BTS, Pretty You by 17, and the Eve by EXO. So first kicking it off is the two groups they did twice this Yes or Yes, Keep Missing You, and Energy Bar. I'm going to do Keep Missing You first, and then I'm going to do Energy Bar. So for Keep Missing You, overall, I felt like their vocals were more stable and they had stronger voices. Their tones was more appealing to me in my opinion, and I do feel like they fit the concept better. I feel like they had a very strong stage presence, and with their dancing, it was very nice and clean. So with Energy Bar, overall, I do feel like their voices were a bit weaker besides a couple, and the tone sounded a bit more nasal and or a little bit more pitchy. I'm not fully sure, but that was a personal preference for me. I do feel like they fit the concept, just not as good as the first team. They did have a good stage presence, but sometimes it felt a little off, but I will say the dancing was just as nice. So overall, I definitely would have gave it to Keep Missing You team. So next is the Battle of Girl Crush and see who did the most powerful and the most strong stage. And they did How You Like That by Blackpink, and it was the two groups Playing Girls and Hidden Card. So first we're starting off with Hidden Card. And speaking of starting it off, they started off a little behind the beat when they actually started singing. And at the climax of the song, the vocals was a little bit choppy. But for the girl who started off directly in the front, in the middle of the line, she caught my eye just off the rip, off that. And when she started rapping, she just drew you in. Like, she literally to me was like the star of the show in my eyes, and I feel like this group really fit the concept better than the other group. So for this group, for Playing Girls, they did have a tiny bit mistake in the beginning, and the rap, it was good, but it didn't draw me in like the first one. But they did have very good stage presence, but it seemed more softer than like it seemed just softer than what you was supposed to be for a girl crush song, but they did have more stable vocals. Now I will say really quick, despite them being girls that's like all highly ranked, and obviously they were like more popular, but they're also more, I don't want to say more talented, but they did have like stable voices and things like that. I just feel like for the song choice that they picked, that they could have chose a better song because yeah, they were more stable and stuff like that, but if we're just going off like the concept base, the first group had that down pat. Like, I feel like they would have probably did better with a more softer song than this song. But I know this is a popular song, so of course a lot of girls would have chose it. Overall, I would have picked Hidden Card for the winner. Next, we have the Flowy Princesses of the round, and the two groups Butterfly and Crown. They did Fiesta by Ice Wine. So first I'm going to talk about Butterfly for a minute. So first off, I will say they were so cute and they made me smile through the whole performance. So on some parts the choreo was a little bit messy and it was not in sync, but I mean, who could blame them? The choreo was really hard. Like, I watched that performance so many times by Izwan, and it's so clean and precise, and you really have to be on your cue and your A mark. And I feel like on the vocal part, it seemed like it was a little tough for them on some parts because you could hear like the struggle of the string. But overall, vocals weren't horrible. It just wasn't like strong enough for the song. But I will say that even during all the mess ups and the mistakes, they never stopped smiling. They never stopped giving us energy. So next, I'm going to be talking about Crown. And off rip, these moves were so clean and they were so in sync. Like it was just amazing. The voices was strong. It was stable throughout the whole thing. They did have slight mess ups towards the end, I will say, with both the dance and some of the singing. But overall, they just embodied the song and they just took over the stage with their confidence and their presence and personality. Like, this is one of the songs and one of the stages I had to rewatch and rewatch, not just because to do this video, but just to watch because it literally gave me like goosebumps how good and how in sync they were. I definitely have to give it to Crown this round. So next I'm going to be talking about the Fairylight Girls. They did 5th season by Oh My Girl. And the first group, Oh My God. And it was the other group, Our Season. First group I'm going to be talking about is Oh My God. And first off, I want to say I am very impressed with the twin because she really showed out. And I feel like she really, even though that she had a small part, she really shined through that part. And as a group overall, I feel like the vocals were a little bit unstable. But despite the slip-ups they had, it was still somehow dreamy and it felt really like in a trance. Like it really like they really grabbed you in and held your attention through the whole time. So despite the mishaps they might have had, they definitely had like more strengths than mishaps, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to be talking about Our Season. And I feel like the vocals were more stable than the other groups, but it was still a little shaky. I honestly don't really have too much to say about this group or this performance just because I feel like it was a little bit lackluster, as in like the energy or the stage presence. Like I didn't really feel too much about this stage presence. Like I really felt like, how can I put this? I like every time I watched it, I just felt like it was just hard for me to like focus, if that makes sense. Like I was always like drifting off, or like it just really didn't catch my attention. Oh My God was definitely the winner for me in this round. Okay, now on to the final round. Finally, we're here. And these girls, they did boy groups. Now, someone was hardcore, someone was really cutesy, and someone was charismatic. Charismatic? Charismic, however you say that word. And so this one is going to be a little weird, I guess, because it's not like comparing them to each other, because they all have different songs. So on this one, I'm just going to say which one was my favorite, honestly. I'm still going to give like a little, I guess, quote unquote synopsis on each one, but I'm just going to say my favorite because I can't really compare two different songs to each other. So first is the group that chose Mic Drop by BTS, Charisma, and I will say first off, they definitely had my favorite outfits out of these three groups. I do feel like they didn't really have that much of facial expressions. Now, I don't know if this was them trying to be cool, but for me, it just read off as them having blank faces. I do feel like a bit of times the dancing was a little bit stiff, and I feel like they were very out of breath. And I'm not really sure why they chose the song. Now, I know in this show that I can't remember if they chose it or they was kind of like placed there because they were a group all that nobody wanted. I can't really remember, but I know for a fact that when they all looked at the dance video, they were like very like they didn't have enough confidence that they felt like they was gonna be able to do it. So I do understand that, but I feel like if they did chose this song personally, they should have thought about it, because not saying that girls can't dance like boys, but you know the stigma in like K-pop where it's like girls have easier dances, and if they felt like that they could have did a harder song, they should have did like How You Like That instead of going straight to like a boy group song, which can typically be harder dancing wise. Next, we have the cute group Q-Teen, and they did Pretty You by 17. First, I want to say the energy was like the best thing of like this whole stage. Like they had amazing energy. They had great stage presence. They had great facials. They really made the song their own. Like you would have not known this was a boy group song if you never heard of K-pop, or if you did, if you were into K-pop and you just heard the song, you would have probably thought, oh, this is this girl's song. Like this is literally, they made it their own. They had good vocal stability. Like honestly, they did a really good job. And the girl Maya, like she really stood out. She was the one that really stood out for me in this performance. And the very last group that I'm gonna talk about is Red Moon. They did the Eve by EXO. First, I want to say the vocals were very nice. I was very impressed in this song. And I want to say that I feel bad for the one girl that put the group together. Because one, she did not make it into the next round. Sorry, spoiler alert. But she did not make it into the next round. And I wonder, did she feel like she hindered herself because she did get a group of people that were very talented and very popular, but they, if I'm not mistaken, if not all, the majority of them did make it into the next round. So she probably like kind of kicking herself in her butt right now. But I mean, she was very talented at the same time. I just want to put that in there. I'm very sorry for that. But I want to say that when the masters or the judges were saying how they were like obviously happy that they did good, but they weren't surprised. So they were underwhelmed because they were expecting more from them because it was so many talented girls. I definitely understand that, and I definitely see where they were coming from when they said it did feel like sometimes the main girls that I guess had like I guess the quote unquote problems or whatever did try to show more individuality than as a group as teamwork. So I definitely understood where they were coming from with that. But overall, the performance was good. Besides a bit like they just had to just work together a little bit more as a team, and that's pretty much it that they had to do. Overall, the Pretty You girls definitely won this round for me. Okay, guys, that is it. I am done. I have spewed all my opinions on this round. I have said what I liked, what I didn't like, what I found was enjoyable, what I found was lackluster. Like I've done everything I could do for this video. And you guys comment down below if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you feel like I should have chose one group over the other, if you feel like I should have, I guess, not said anything about a group, like just let me know. I'm always here for good constructive criticism as long as it's not hate. I am okay with that. I read all the comments if I do get comments. And that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Click that bell notification down below if you want to see more of this face. And I'll see you guys, or you'll hear from me next time. Bye.